Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Backstage Spotlight. Today we have Henry Calvert with us. Hello.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for coming. I was just saying how my coffee is in the shop and you've got your mic in the shop, and I just thought that was quite comedic. But you've got to start the day with a coffee. There's my
Of
mic.
course. Perfect.
So, I wanted to get you on today because I wanted to talk about that side of the industry that is content creation, interviewing, podcasting, and you do
Yeah.
it all. So, I mean, would you like
Yeah,
to
I feel like
start?
I feel like we're in a similar space, really.
We really are. And
Yeah.
still with having, that side of musicals,
Mm.
in common. So would you like to start by telling us how all of this came about for you?
Sure. So for me, I started off doing comic book recommendations
No
in
way.
2020. Yeah. So like during lockdown, I went through like a bit of a rough breakup. I was like, I've got nothing going for me at the minute. I'm just going
No.
to talk about comic books online. Um, and I did that for about a year. And I got like an audience of about like 10K or something. And then everything took off on a video of me getting ready for a night out.
As it
But
does.
as it was like some tongue-in-cheek, Mick Takey thing. And to this day, people still call me the Phil Collins guy. Um, and yeah, it just kind of snowballed from there. After that, I did a reality show. It just kind of all that didn't really affect it, but I did that. And then kept doing content online. I did go to Central very briefly, the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama, very briefly, which is, I guess, the musical connection. And then, yeah, here we are.
So tell us about the reality show.
Okay, so I was on reality dating show Beauty and the Geek, which you haven't heard of. I'm telling you, you haven't heard of it. And you
First time for
definitely haven't watched
everything.
it. Exactly. You haven't heard of it. You've definitely not seen it because we did not get a second season. Um, but no, that was an experience. I would not do reality dating again. Like I say, at the time I was teaching up in York, and it shot over Easter break. So I was single. I was like, I'm not really doing anything. They approached me to do it. I was like, fine, okay. Um, and yeah, I met my ex-girlfriend on there, so I guess it worked.
Kind of.
It worked for about a year, and then it up until it didn't, I guess. Um, but yeah, no, it was an experience, and I always say that it was an exercise in improv acting. Um, you're
Great.
given something to react. You're given a situation, and you've got to just say yes and just react and go with it. Which
Yes.
probably isn't the best way to build a relationship, but you know,
Well,
here we
it's
are.
an experiment at the end of the day, isn't it?
Mm, mm.
Exactly
Oh
that.
yeah,
So then you went on to go to Royal Central School of Speech and Drama. How was your time
yeah.
there?
I was at Central for maybe like 6 lectures. I did not.
Six lectures.
I did not stick it out at all.
Oh
Um,
no.
I it was a weird thing for me because I like grafted my ass off to get into Central. Like um I did I did shows locally in York. I
Yes.
directed shows. I taught. I spent 2 years with the sole objective of getting into drama school because I thought that that's all I ever wanted. And then the summer between going viral and or finding out I got into Central and then going to Central was like the summer where I took off online. And I was like, what am I doing? I got to Central and I was like, I'm paying these people 9 grand a year to teach me stuff that I've already done or
Yeah.
I could just to be doing. And I
Yeah.
only had a limited time to make the social media stuff work and viable in the long run. So I
Yeah.
thought I had to take the leap with it.
Yeah.
So I didn't stay for very long because I it
It
just wasn't
just
for
at
me.
that moment in time wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me. I struggle. I think having 2 years out as well, and then going into a room full of 18-year-old theatre kids
Of course.
as a 20-year-old lad
It's
with
an
a bit of like,
experience.
I tell they, it was rough. It was somewhere else. It was honestly, everybody thinks they're like top dog. And I was like, I can't deal with this. I really can't be dealing with the social hierarchy nonsense. Like,
Oh
I'm,
no.
I'm paying taxes. I've got bigger things to worry about this year.
Paying taxes and paying to be there.
Well, exactly. So, I mean, luckily, I was a bit sneaky, and when you signed up, you did like a written sign up, and then you did a financial sign up. I never did the financial sign up. So when it
Oh.
came to leaving, they were like, "You owe us 3 grand for 6 lectures," and I was like, "Actually, I was never a full student at your school. I like try and find my details. You won't have them." I was like, "Nah, you're not getting anything out of me."
Gosh. So then social media took off, and how was that life shift for you? Because I suppose I had it similar where suddenly you don't post and then you do post and then everyone likes what you post and
Yeah,
you're suddenly in the public eye, in a public figure. So
yeah.
how did you find that at first?
It was weird at first. I mean, it strikes me like I was a nobody in York. I always refer to York because York is small town. Like it's it's a city, but it's like small town. Everybody knows everybody. I was kind of like a nobody in York, and then all of a sudden you post this one video and everybody wants to be your mate. And I was
That's the
like,
thing, isn't it?
and I'm like, I don't really like this. Like, um, it is cool, and I've managed to meet so many people through it, like mutual creators who've ended up becoming really good friends, and all this kind of thing. And I've had really lovely interactions with people that watch my videos. But there also comes the flip side of I've had some like pretty bad interactions
Oh
through it
no.
as well. Like when you're out and about, and I've been punched a couple of times just
No,
through,
you're
yeah. Like
joking.
I had a couple of rough nights in Newcastle, but it's not through people who know me. It's through idiots, drunken idiots, having grievance with the fact that you're getting recognised. Is like
Yes, yeah. Like the knock-on
is the
effect.
issue. Yeah. So I tend not really to go out on the lash
No,
much anymore. So
no way. That's that is rough to say the least. I mean,
yeah,
you've
it's all right.
literally
I go out with my old rugby team, so they're like six
ah.
foot four, built like a brick. Like they're huge. So I'm like I'm fine. I just let them handle it. Yes, I did used to play rugby. Like all right, guys, I hear it. Yeah, used to.
Hilarious. So when did you start your interviewing,
Oh,
podcasting?
okay. So interviewing. I how do I when did I start? I did so I talk a lot about pop culture, like Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, all that stuff. So I'm fortunate enough to work with like Disney on the Marvel stuff, Warner Brothers on the
Fantastic.
DC stuff, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think my first proper like introduction into junketing and interviewing, being in that a room with someone, was the Shazam junket last year. And they gave me I got like the whole cast for that. So that was like Rachel Zegler, Lucy Liu, all
Wow.
of them.
Yeah.
And that was a really good introduction to it, because I was like the most nervous about Lucy Liu and Rachel Zegler because I'm pretty much in love with both of those women. So being sat in a room with them, I was like, oh my God. And them being so lovely, and that being my first time, I was like, that was the dream. Like that was
Yeah.
great. Um, and then it's just gone on from there. I do the odd ones online. I find those harder, online junkets, because it's like I think it's so much easier to get a
'Cause you're not in
personal
the room,
connection with
yeah,
them.
you don't have that
Exactly.
vibe.
I'm there trying to have a bit of banter with them, and with the delay and like
Yeah.
they're like, right, okay, come on, give me some. Um, and then I started the podcast with uh, West End star, as he likes to call himself, Mr. Tobias Turley, who won
Western stuff.
Mamma Mia, I Have a Dream on ITV, I think it was. We
About a
started
year
that,
ago now, no?
yeah, something like that. Yeah, we started the podcast a while ago, and then we're doing a live show together this Sunday,
Wow.
which is I'm so nervous about, because well, I'm not nervous about the talking. I'm nervous about the singing, because I can kind of sing. Toby can like actually sing. Like Toby gets paid to sing. I'm just I'm a bit of a wannabe in that regard. So I'm bricking it, singing him with him and Stevie as well. I'm like,
Oh wow. I mean,
yeah,
it's fantastic that.
yeah. So that's at the Phoenix Arts Club, produced by Lambert Jackson Productions, who just did White Rabbit, Red Rabbit.
Ooh.
You know that like it was like a play where they had a different actor come in every night, and it was like improv. They got the script on the night.
That is so clever. Those kind of
Um,
shows are so good.
I don't know how they got some big names in that as well. I reckon all the actors in it were just like, this will be such a laugh. Like,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
just do
for
it.
sure, 100%.
So I'm like over the moon to have Jamie and his team on board for the live show.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, no, it's all go. It's all good fun. It's all really good fun.
for sure. Well, best of luck with that. I hope that
Thank
goes well.
you.
Phoenix Art, that's near the Strand, isn't it?
Uh, y- uh yeah, I don't know London that well. I'm like, it's below where Stranger Things is, which is
Oh, yeah.
just up from Harry Potter.
Yes. Oh, I'm thinking of I don't know where I'm thinking of. I don't know if you can hear my kitchen sink. It's decided to have a
Rumble.
party. um yeah, I'm not thinking of the same place, but fantastic. And what's the capacity of the audience in there?
105,
That's
100 or
good.
something.
Good.
I
Be
did a
nice little
solo show there.
lively atmosphere,
Oh,
hopefully.
it'll be lovely. I did my solo show there last month, two
Yeah.
months ago, something like that, and it was wonderful. Like it's proper old like club vibe. You know, you're all sat downstairs. It's just
Nice.
really lovely.
Yeah.
Really really good atmosphere. Just what you want. And it's a fest. We're doing a Christmas show, so it's what you want for like a festive,
Exactly.
adventy nonsense thing.
Loads of fun. Brilliant. So going back to your like the junket interviews and stuff, who is the coolest person that you've ever interviewed?
Oh, I'd oh Jonathan Bailey and Jeff Goldblum. I interviewed them last week for the Wicked movie,
Oh, fantastic.
and I can honestly that might be the coolest day of my life. Like it was so cool. Jeff Goldblum was everything I ever could have wanted him to be.
Oh,
But just oozed charisma. We spoke about Fred Astaire movies. I got them to sing with me. It was just brilliant. And then in the corridor, I saw Grande and Arrivo, which was very, very
oh
cool.
wow.
Um, Grande comes up to like my lower ribs. Like I'm
No,
6 foot
she
one.
tiny.
She is the smallest woman on the. I kid you not. I stood up to like let them pass. I was like, oh, congrats on the movie. She was like, honestly, so you could snap her like a what's it. She's
Yeah,
tiny.
she looks tiny on stage. I
Yeah.
mean, I keep seeing though, like people do like remakes of their interviews and they have me howling,
They're
like
so it's so accurate. Like get a grip, crying all the time. And I love contrasting them with Jeff and Jonathan's as well, because they just don't care. They're like singing and having a good time, and Ariana and Cynthia are having like mental
I
breakdowns
am
every
loving it.
single
Like
junket.
so funny. Like there's the one where they were like, thank you so much for coming in here. Like you did this, like to the interview to the
If
interviewers.
they
So,
said that to me, I'd be like, what? What are you talking about?
oh, it's
Come
so
on.
funny. And
Yeah.
oh, someone like remade it where they were asking the questions, like pretending that they were the ones interviewing them. And it was just hilarious, like
Nice. Yeah.
stuff that people have done off the back of that. But I mean, the press for Wicked has gone through
It's
the
been mental. It's been this year's Barbie, really. It's
seriously, yeah, it really
yeah.
has. And I mean, the collabs they've had, I mean, Lego, M&S,
Robinsons.
Kiss. Yeah.
Like I
McDonald's,
saw
don't
that in
they have
Tesco's the
like
other day. I was like, what the hell is this?
everywhere I go, I'm just like, oh, there we go, green and pink.
Yeah. I
Everywhere.
don't know how I feel about it. Well, now as well, especially for theatre kids, it's like I'm not about gatekeeping. You know, if someone you like it all you want. However, I feel like theatre kids are gonna come up in arms when the second one comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm such a big fan." It's like you've been a big fan. You've been a big fan. I've been listening to this since I was 8.
I
Like,
painted myself green when I was 10.
exactly, exactly. It's like when I did my post about it, I made sure to include a photo of me with a program on my 11th
Yeah,
birthday at the theatre.
we all have that photo.
I
Every
know
theatre
I know
kid.
my stuff about this bloody show. Yeah.
And everyone at the end that doesn't know the musical was like, oh, like, what a cliffhanger. Yeah, because that's just act one.
Yeah, 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 exactly. I think when people, I've seen so many people do like skits about part 2 or act 2, like uh, the scarecrow with his girlfriend and then his ex-girlfriend's being and all this kind of thing. And everyone's like, oh, spoilers, spoilers. Like, oh, I didn't know this. It's like, this book has been out since the 90s. The show has been out since 2003. Like, come on, come on.
Oh, honestly, it's just hilarious. But yeah, that interview that you must have done must have been, I can't even believe how you must have felt. Do you ever get like nervous or stumble on your words or not know what to say? Or do you think
I'd
that you
stumbled on, like, sometimes I'll mess up a word and have to like go back. Like, I asked them something about trying to find, I asked Jeff about finding the line between charismatic leader and evil, like sociopath type character type thing. And I said I said something like walking the line, or I messed that up. And you just, the good thing is I have control over the edit. So,
so good? Yeah,
so I could just cut that
yeah,
out and
exactly.
it's fine. Um, Nervous, not really. I don't. I think because I've been in those environments for a few times now, it's like you kind of you understand that they're just people. They're just doing their job.
Exactly.
I'm
Just
just
there
doing
for a
my
chat.
job. You've got to like you've got to just embrace that, I guess. Um, there's been a few times where I've been like awe struck by someone because I just love their, like, really, really love their work. Like Stephen Schwartz, I managed to say hello to Grande. Stephen Schwartz didn't get a peep out of me. I was just there, like, I
He's
think
the
I've come
man of
to
the moment, isn't he? He's the man of the
just,
hour.
oh my days. That is like meeting like musical theatre, like him and Alan Menken.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Did you see his cameo in the film?
Yeah, the
Stephen
wizard will
Schwartz.
see you
Yeah.
now.
I saw
Day, day, day.
all of the everyone was posting on TikTok like theatre kids will know, and like everyone in the comments was like, who's this guy? And I was like, it's
That's Steve.
literally Stephen Schwartz.
Yeah, it was so cool. I watched it with uh my row at the premiere was like me, Luke Bayers, who it's like I think he was
He was the
Jamie.
first ever person on my podcast, Luke Bayer.
Oh, what a nice guy! Such a
He's so
lovely
nice,
bloke.
isn't he? He's hilarious.
I'd only met him that night. Absolutely mortal. Me, Luke, and like Hannah Lowther, and then
Yes,
like it
yeah.
was like such a stagey row of
I'm
people.
sorry, but all those people have been on my pod.
No, exactly.
Where was I? Hey, where was I?
Come on, come on.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
all of
we just lost our minds,
the
and it
stagey.
was just. But I saw it as well. I managed to go to like a pre-screening, like a month before it came out, or
Yeah.
2 months ago now, and it was like me, Lucy Jones, and
Yes.
Helen Wolf, um, and I was like, Lucy is my alphabet. Like I don't.
Ah, she's insane.
She was amazing. Like I did a video about it. She invited me back to go watch it. I've met her a couple of times since then, all this kind of thing. And watching it with them, I was like, that was I
Yeah.
made it. That was what the hell am I doing here? Like this is insane.
What a
And all the
fantastic
other
film. And
influencers were like, "So hi, sir. What do you do? What do you do?" I was like, "What do they? What do they do? That's Glinda and Elphaba. That's the Glinda. Who are they? Get out! Get out. What are you doing here?"
what do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. That when I saw that they were doing that screening, and even at the premiere where all of the West End Flinders
Yeah,
and Elphabas went and got a photo. Like, it's just such a like, oh, moment.
that
And
is so
you,
cute.
as growing up, we've seen these people on stage as Glinda and Elphaba, and now it's like, it's mad. And that they got that recognition was just fantastic, I thought.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they got those, like, them all involved, because I think if they hadn't, there'd be slight uproar in the
Yeah,
theatre
for sure.
community.
For
Yeah.
sure. And was it Alice Fern who was Glinda's mum in the film?
Yes. Yeah.
My mum, I was like, Mum, look out for Alice Fern, look out for Alice Fern. My mum loves musical theatre, Alice Fern.
Yeah.
I went to musical con and my mum was just stood there with her phone, like filming Alice Fern's song. And I was like, you can just watch it online after when it's finished, you know. And she was like, no, I need it on my camera roll. Anyway, we were like, look out for Alice Fern. She is Glinda's mum in this.
Yeah.
Because she comes out, where was Alice Fern? It was literally so
It's
obvious.
like a blink and you'll miss it thing as well, because she's only in that one scene. How did you find musical con?
I've been 2 years in a row. I went
Yeah.
the first time with my sister, just the Sunday. It's manic, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
there are so many. It's just so busy, so many different things happening on different corners. The second year I went was an invite, so a
Yeah.
PR invite, and I feel like if I'd have gone longer, it would have been too much. I went the afternoon of the Saturday and the morning of the Sunday, and that was
Yeah.
it for me. I feel like in those environments, I can get overstimulated. It's like
I
a
think
lot.
I think I was there for 2 hours, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, okay, I'm done. And I think the thing is for me as well, me and Toby went together to film like some promo stuff for the live
yeah.
show. We're both like 6'4". Um, Everyone there is like the demographic is like mostly younger people.
Yeah, it is.
So we're sticking out like sore thumbs. If someone didn't recognize me, they'd recognize Toby, and then they'd go, it's Henry as well. Or they'd recognize me, and then they'd go, oh my god, it's Toby. And it was
Yeah.
like, we can't, we need to get, like, we're going. And then I think Toby did some workshops the next day, and some singing thing with Stevie, or I don't know. Anyway, I was there. I showed face, and I called it a day. I watched a couple of performances and they were all great, but I think anymore, like you say, it would have been a bit too much.
Yeah. And the stalls were great, like went round, supported the small businesses. The whole vibe was generally like really warm, very lovely, and like all the people that came and chatted to me were really nice. But it's just I think the room, and with you've got a panel going on in one corner, you've got a stage performance going
Yeah,
on, you've got people chatting at the stalls, you've got the workshops going on, and it's all kind of like a bit
it's very
overwhelming.
concentrated in that
It
one
is. Yeah.
part of the Excel. Because I think at the same time as well, you had like wedding convention going on, small
Yeah.
like business convention. It was like all of these things at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe if they could expand next year, it would like
Yeah, who
dilute it
knows?
a
The
bit.
whole
Fingers
concept of
crossed.
it's fantastic though, getting that
Oh
community
yeah.
together. Um, the performances, I mean, some of those people they had on stage were just sensational. We
Mm.
stayed and watched a few of them. Really enjoyed that. And even the small businesses, because they're predominantly based online. So it's
Yeah,
nice
it's good
for
for them
them
to get out
to get
in
out,
person and
yeah, get their
engage with
faces,
their
yeah, engaging with their buyers, their customers, which is really nice.
yeah.
Um, so let's talk about Toby's Mamma Mia sensation.
Okay. Speaking of what, he literally just FaceTimed me, did Mr. Tobias.
No,
He calls me all the bloody time.
that's so funny. So
Most
obviously
of the time it's
you
work. Sometimes it's just Fortnite. Fortnite, do you want to play Fortnite? How old are we?
so oh, I love that. That's brilliant. So for
Yeah.
the viewers or listeners of this podcast, you have a podcast and he is your podcast partner. So
Yes.
that's the background of it. And
Hmm.
how long have you known him?
I've known Toby for when did I do the acolyte job? We met at a Pret near the Novello after I interviewed the cast of a Star Wars TV show back in August. Not very long. I haven't known him for very long. Um,
To think that you've not known him that long and you've set it's like you've hit it off like a house on fire.
This is the thing. I think when you meet someone and you just click, like you've got to make the most out of that dynamic. He reached the way the podcast came about was that he reached out to me because he's a big fan of the film talk, geek talk space, which I operate
Yes.
in. He, Mamma Mia was coming to an end. He wanted to kind of work on something after that. Reached out to me. I was like, let's go for a chemistry test. Let's just see if we'll get on.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
we went for a sandwich and a coffee, and it was like went on a date. and it was like, yeah, we've got a similar sense of humor. You can have a laugh.
Yeah.
Like, you don't take yourself too seriously. And I'm like, we'll be fine.
Brilliant.
And I knew he was a good lad as well because he went to GSA. I've got mutual friends. I've got
You knew
a
of him,
friend.
yeah.
I knew, yeah. So I vetted him through them as well. And anyway, yeah, here we are, however many months later, and it's going strong, going strong.
Great.
He's a good lad. Yeah, talented bloke.
Bless him. And would you like to tell the viewers on here like what your podcast is about, how that
Oh
operates?
yeah, sure thing. So we've got the Scene Stealers pod. We focus on at the minute predominantly screen, but we say we're a stage and screen podcast. Toby is the stagey guy with a passion for film, and I'm the film guy with a passion for theatre. And we help to bring that out of each other. So a few of our episodes have been kind of features on the Muppets, Fred Astaire, Anna Kendrick, all of that, biopics, musical biopics, all that kind of thing. So yeah, always the through line of stagey, screeny, musical stuff and things.
That's brilliant. Really good to have that platform, I suppose, to talk about it at length, because the people that are
Of course,
will
yeah.
just go and listen to that, and that'll be their safe haven, I suppose.
Well, exactly, and I think you'll find it as well. Like it creates a level of audience engagement that you just don't get with short form,
Exactly.
like at all.
Yeah.
Because short form, you'll get the odd comment and you can respond, hey, thanks so much. But with
Yeah.
like long form, it's like they actually get to know you on somewhat of a deeper
Yeah,
level,
you
and
just
then
talk about bigger topics and it gets, exactly that deeper level that you just said.
yeah, it's good fun as well. It just gives me an outlet to talk about nerdy stuff with someone, so
Love it.
I quite like it. Yeah, it's all right.
In the future, if you could interview anyone or have
Oh
them as a guest on your podcast, who would it
yeah,
be?
Patty Lapone. I
Oh,
think I did the Agatha junket, and I was
yes.
devastated that Patty wasn't. All I did was speak to Catherine Hahn and Joe Locke about Patty Lapone. So I'm like, if I could, I think Patty would be phenomenal. Or my stagey self. I'd love to interview Lynn because I think he's such an interesting
Again,
guy.
yeah.
I think Lynn would be really cool. From the film space, Anna Kendrick, because Pitch Perfect's my favorite movie, and
What
like
a good film.
I adore that woman. So yeah, I think anyone from like the musical background. I mean, if Gene Kelly was still alive, I'd love to interview Gene Kelly, but life
Legend.
takes its toll, I guess. Yeah. What about you? Who's your dream to have on here?
Ooh. I think at the moment with the whole Wicked, like Adina Menzel, Kristen Chenoweth,
Oh yeah,
um, like even behind the scenes, Stephen Schwartz. I mean,
yeah.
especially at the moment with the Wicked, but it goes, you can go so far with that. It can be, again, as you said, Lin-Manuel Miranda, someone who has
Chris
really made a
Jackson,
change,
Renee. Yeah, exactly.
someone who has made a
I
change in the industry.
I find the creatives more often than not so much more interesting than the talent.
Yeah, it's a
Not the
funny
talent,
one
the
because,
on stage.
yeah, they have so
They
much
each,
to say.
yeah, they bring different things, but it's just the mindset of the creatives that I'm like,
Yes.
this is really interesting. Like really, I interviewed um, I did my first piece of like written film journalism for the Wicked movie, and I interviewed the director, the production designer, costume designer, hair and make, all of them.
Yeah.
For like half an hour each. I was like, this is just brilliant. I was like, tell me everything. I like writers as well. Like, I think writers are so inspiring. And I'd love to interview the guy who did Sunset Boulevard, the guy who uses like no set.
Yes. Yeah.
Tom, oh God, what's his name? You know who I mean, though. He's doing The Tempest with Sigourney Weaver
I do know
soon.
who you mean. Yes, I interviewed Debbie Issett, who wrote Nativity, the film.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And that was so interesting. Like, she said that the whole film just stemmed from like her going to see her daughter perform, and she was like, this could be a film. And then that's how it happened. And they improvised most of the scenes. Like, she had
That's
an idea
brilliant.
and they didn't have a script, they just like did it. And the kids she used were like just off the street. Well, not off the street, but
you.
but you know, like
Yeah,
not specifically like performance kids, which I think is just also brilliant.
that's
So she was
ace.
really interesting to speak to, and I think
I don't
people
know
like
if
that are just great.
oh they're brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know you're asking the questions here, but I don't know if you've touched on this on here before. You're a Lego fan.
Yes, huge Lego.
Yeah. I just speaking my kind of language. Like honestly, I seen your Harry Potter collection. I was
It's
like, that's pretty
literally,
neat.
let me take a picture of it and then like show you the photo of it, of the collection right now, because
That's strong. That's strong. Have you got the
that's,
burrow yet?
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
sat by. The burrow's here.
Yeah. Yeah. My burrow's sat just there.
It's such a good, I mean, we could do a whole episode on Lego.
Oh, you need to honestly like the Lego fan base is vast. You'll tap into
I
a new
posted a
audience.
Lego thing on YouTube the other day, and it's got like quadruple the amount of views that all my
People love some Lego collection tours. They really do. I need to do one because my stuff is like I've got like every Lord of the Rings set ever. I mean, this is from when I was a sad kid. I didn't do a lot
Oh
except Lego
no.
and like sing. You can tell I
My
was popular.
collection I've built from April.
From April,
Yeah,
that
it's
you
been an
built that
yeah,
from April.
yeah. I'm
Right,
that
right.
sort of
This is a
person
personal
who,
question, but how
no,
skint are you off the back of
yeah,
that?
quite skin. Although
Yeah.
every time someone asks me like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "A Lego set, please." And my
You
boyfriend
need,
works away as well, so I feel like he feels a bit guilty, so he'll just get me a Lego set.
you're like, stay there. Just send me the
I'm like, you
bricks.
can stay there as long as you like. He said to me, I've got an early Christmas present coming for you soon, so stay tuned, like with the doorbell and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. So I think it's the Holiday Village, the Christmas set.
Every single box you get, you just
I'm like, at Christmas by the tree.
exactly. That's what
Christmas, I'm going to call it here. I think this is going up on the, oh, this is going up after Christmas anyway. I I'm hoping for Gringotts Lego, the Harry Potter.
Oh, the one with like the train car that runs below.
Yeah, I think that would be a really good addition to my Diagon Alley.
I'm really hoping for some Lego this Christmas. However, I am now in the era of vests, which I've never worn a vest in my life. Vests, socks, pants, maybe a calendar that again I don't use. But I'm like, please let me just have something to build.
Oh, honestly, so good. Listen, we've got 3 minutes left on the Zoom.
Okay.
And everyone listening, I don't pay for Zoom Premium, so
Why would you?
exactly, like,
No.
is there literally any point?
Yeah.
Apart from we could talk about Lego forever if I did, but
True.
unfortunately, you know, we don't do that. So,
No.
if you could nominate someone to come on the podcast next, and I'll reach out to them anywhere in the performance industry, stage and
Oh,
screen, who would it be? And I'll try and get them on.
it's got to be Mr. Has Mr. Turley done it yet?
No, he hasn't.
Right. Well, I'll Mr. Turley. I
Okay,
will
well,
drop
next
him a
time you
message.
next time you play Fortnite, let him know that he's needed
Please,
on
we're not
this.
children. We're not children until. Come on.
Got Lego and play Fortnite, but no.
Please, I am a 23-year-old bloke. I swear. I swear.
So funny. Listen, Henry, it's been great chatting to you. Thank you so much for coming on. Really
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's been
Thank
wonderful.
you to everyone listening. Hope you've had a lovely Christmas, as I think this is going out on the 29th of December. So nearly New Year. Nearly 2025.
Oh God.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Listen, take care and we'll
Yeah.
see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.